Nope. Oh, there we go. Okay. Amazing. Yeah. For whatever reason, OBS thought that I didn't have a microphone. And, well, I had to correct that, and now it works. Welcome to the stream. As I was saying, off mute or on mute, whatever. This is part 4. We're making a Wolfenstein-like. And I feel a little bit in trouble. This was the point I had originally planned for me to say either, okay, we're going to go through with the game jam, or I'm going to cut my losses, quit now, go do something else. That was originally based on the idea of, can I catch up? Because I'm starting from behind. And based on the idea of like, am I going to spend the entire game jam learning how to make a 3D game and not actually make the game? Because my worry was that I would be a lot further behind than I actually am. The only thing I have left to implement on this list is being able to end the level and go to the next level. I don't think that's particularly hard. I think we'll be able to do that. And then add the main menu, which I've done that before. I know how to do it. It's easy. So as far as I'm concerned, my goals for this game jam are a success. I did it. I started with absolutely no idea what I want to make. And I have no vision. I have no particular passion. I've been trying to find that and struggling, and I'm still struggling. And I don't think, like, at this point now, all that's left to do is make artwork, make content, make levels, polish. That only works if there's a vision. I can make random stuff, and I can, like, do generic polish, and I don't think that's going to make a good game. And I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. I even went back and watched myself play Nightmare 3D, which, for the last game jam, the reason I was inspired for that one is because I had just played Reaping the Dungeon, and I remember saying, This seems like a roguelike that, if it had been done in a different way, it'd be fun. It'd be great. That was kind of an inspiration for me. And that helped a lot in staying focused and moving forward, even when I'm struggling with trying to get collision working or trying to get map generation to work or all that. That was motivating and helpful. So I looked at Nightmare 3D as sort of the analog to that, because I played that during December as well. And I remember thinking, like, this isn't good, but it could be good. And I just don't think I'm feeling the same way about that game as I did Reaping the Dungeon. I'm not feeling inspired, so I don't think I want to go in that direction. But I don't know what direction I do want to go in. So, I don't know. I have to figure that out by this weekend. Or else week 2 is going to be making random art and plugging sounds in, and then week 3 is going to be making a level, but it's going to have no focus, no vision. It's not going to come together at all. It's just going to be random. But maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. I'll submit something that doesn't come together. This will be a learning experience. And, I'll get to play other games. We'll see what other people have been coming up with. I've been looking to see what people have been putting on Discord. And some of that stuff looks really good. Some of that stuff is going to blow whatever I make out of the water. I do have a little bit of an issue. I think some people are making Doom likes instead of Wolfenstein-3D likes. And I mean, I wish I want to do that. I prefer Doom over Wolfenstein-3D so much. I could spend some time playing Wolfenstein 3D and going, how would I make this better? Because I don't think it's fine. It's not good. And I think that falls down to a lack of content / pacing, to where I really wouldn't be able to tell you the difference between like levels 2, levels 3. If you showed me a level, I wouldn't know which level it is. All the levels basically look the same to me. And even episode to episode, I don't know. It all basically blends together. And I think that's just a case of like, there's just not enough content. And what if we just have like 30 monsters and we have like a different gun for every level, like a level specific gun. So level 1 has, I don't know, grenades, and level 2 has a taser, and level 3, like each level has its own unique weapon. Like that might be better, but I don't know. Anyway, all that to waffle about making this end of level switch. I don't remember what I've done since the last stream. I've added some things. So there's a lot of art. There are no placeholder objects. I've added ammo. Did I add medkit? I think I added medkits on stream. I did not add ammo. Why isn't it visible on stream? Why is it invisible? What? Hold on. What? Has it always been invisible on stream? Hold on. If I minimize this, what is, hold on. Oh, what is going on? That's not right. Hold on 1 second. How long has that been like that? Huh. Have I been not streaming? Oh no. Have I just not been streaming the window here every time? Like I've just been, I don't know when I made that mistake, but it could not have been recently. It had to have been some time ago. Jeez. That's embarrassing. Have I been streaming with this wrong the whole time? I mean, have people seen this list before? I'm so scared now. Anyway, there is graphics. There's ammo, med kits. Was this here? I can't remember. There's a secret here. Oops. Let's see, I added a gold key as well. There's barrels now and lamps. Maybe we can do something with lighting. Gold key. Oh, I added this picture too. I drew that. That's another thing we're going to do today. We're going to make this functional. I have like 40 something different faces drawn, and they're like not great, but they're mine, damn it. We're going to make that work. Nope, this is not it. That's the world. Yeah, right there. All of these faces, enough to mirror the face in Wolfenstein. So I'm not. That's it. Okay, now, in order to open up a new level, we first need to add a switch. And how is that going to work? I think we can make that something like, because in Wolfenstein it was an elevator, and I see no reason why that wouldn't work. We could have something to where, like we put a tile down here, and we have to agree that we put it on the edge of a level. And then what we'll do is we'll say, we'll put walls in, but we'll give them a special texture. And then on the side of the wall that is connected to floor, we'll put like a door here, an elevator door. And then on the opposite side, we'll put a lever. And if we use the door, it'll just open the door. And if we use the lever, it will trigger end of level. Or we could separate the door and the elevator space. How do I want to do that? I'm perfectly fine having something to where I say switch on west wall in the map. Like if I'm like put a switch here, and the tile that I put here puts the switch on the west wall. I'm perfectly fine with that if that's what it comes down to. But it would be nice if there was like an auto magic way for me to, if I put a tile here, the game can figure out where to put the switch. Honestly, it would just be cool just to have switches in general. We could just implement switches first. Yeah, we could just have switches. Let's just implement switches right now. All right. New device. I'm probably going to need to open up GIMP and extend the tile set. Yeah, because we're going to want to have something here. I'm going to want to have an elevator door, which is super easy. Because we have doors, we're just texturing the door. It has no special functionality. Then we want to have maybe special floor, and then all the special stuff we can do off stream because it's just retexturing. Let me open up GIMP and hope that opens up on the right. Okay, good. Where do I have, are these entities? This is floor. Bum, 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 bum. Floor.png, no. Oh, shoot. No, this is floor data. Okay. Sorry, I'm just going to open up the tile map for level. That's what this is called. Okay, and then I'm just going to expand the canvas size. Okay, and then we're going to save that, and we're going to export it into Godot so that y'all can see it. Tile sets, level. All right, and then now we have, I'm going to say this one is the end of level switch. But let's first invent switches, because what if we want to do things that aren't end of level and they are switches? So, new scene, 3D node. This is going to be level subcomponent. This is going to be a subcomponent of a level. Okay, so save in switch. And this is just going to be a wall, like, let me get the wall from the cell. It's just going to be exactly this, except I don't even think we need this. Reparent to this. Reparent to new. Oh, no. Make scene root. That's what I mean. I always get that mixed up. Okay. The root node of a scene is recommended to not be transformed. Reset the transform and reload the scene to remove this warning. Reload the scene. Okay, cool. Get this out of here. We don't need that. We have a ceiling object, which... We're going to rename this to switch. This should have a script because it's going to have a state. It's going to have an on and an off. And I think everything else is fine. I don't need to mess with that. But let's make the mesh something else. What if we set the albedo color to anything else? There we go. That's a color. So when the level is loading the switch, we want to replace all of the walls with switches. So, but otherwise, we want the same floor. So, I actually might go far as to say we want the wall, like the regular wall, and then we'll put the switch in front of the wall, and then we can make the switch mostly transparent. The parts of the switch that aren't the switch can be transparent, but alternatively, what we could do instead is in the cell, when we're creating walls, add wall, we can say, is this a switch? If it is, let's add a resource to this wall, and that resource is switch. And then we just add a script to the cell, which it already has a script. We add a signal to each of the meshes, of the collision shapes of something. Whenever we use a wall, like, we press spacebar while facing a wall, we have the player call attempt to use wall. And if the wall doesn't have any switch or anything, it does nothing. But if the wall does have a switch, it'll toggle the switch. So if that's the case, this is actually going to be really simple because we don't need a static body. We don't need a collision shape. We just attach a switch. We don't even need to attach the switch. We could just make resources and then here, create a switch sprite, attach the switch sprite to the wall mesh, and then that should just automatically work. A+. So we don't need this. Yeah, close tab, delete switch, don't need it. Instead, what we're gonna do, when we're calling create wall, who's calling this? Oh, no one's calling it. Amazing. It's just calling itself. Okay, who's calling add west wall? Okay, there it is. Level loader. I remember what I'm doing. I did change all of there were radians here, and I changed them to this because it's easier for me to read. Functionally the same, easier to read. I need to get a cell. This is the, I should note this. This is the level TML, and then the other one is the entity TML. Oh my gosh, my mouse. Okay, so if we pass in vector 2i31 or 230, switch, all we want to do is it looks like this creates a cell already. So we just basically, we could create a dictionary. I think we've done that for the secret walls. Yeah, we made a secret wall dictionary. We can just create a switch dictionary. And then here, if switch, then cell dict, that wall equals you know, yeah, we'll just do like, does this return anything? Does add west wall? Because maybe it needs to return the wall so that we can attach things to it. Shoot, I was just there a second ago. Yeah, you should return the wall so that we can attach things to it. Wall is returning a wall mesh. So let me just take this code. All right. I believe, okay, before we proceed, I need to check something. When we are using a wall, print collided. That's not how you use a print. What are we hitting when we, oops. What are we hitting when we hit a wall? Getting a node 3D. Is that true? No, that's not true. Okay, what is this actually? This is not the player. Don't give me that. Print result. Tell me what we are raycasting. Nothing. Okay, we are getting, that is an area 3D. Oh no, because we're raycasting the ammo. I didn't realize the ammo was accepting these raycasts. That's kind of sketchy. That shouldn't be happening. The area 3D should be on the floor. We should be going over that. Yeah, no, we're hitting an area 3D. Hold on, let me see that. Oh yeah, this has a Z depth or Y depth. Can we not have that? Transform. Oh. Okay, what if we do that? Okay, good. Now we're not trying to use ammo. We also can't pick it up anymore. Oh no, we can pick it up. Yeah, we can pick it up. Okay. Okay, so we're getting the static body 3D. That's the thing we're targeting. Does the static body 3D, this is the ultimate question, because I want to, when I use the static body 3D, I want it to go, oh, I have a switch. Let me go pass, if I try to use it, I want it to go, oh, I have a switch. Let me go check. Why is this complaining? Please make a scale uniform and change the size and children collision shapes instead. Fair enough. Actually, you know what? Didn't occur to me to do that. Yeah, we can make this 0.1. Good on you. Everything still works, but now we're not like, cause that means that these med kits are blocking bullets. I don't want that. Yeah, so the static body 3D, go back to the cell. Go back to the cell. Why do I have all this junk open that I don't care about? So we have static body 3D. Does this have a signal that we can hook into? We have a cell, but how is this working? If the collided is a door, but that is not how that works. If I say, okay, collided. Oh, I'm doing get parent. Oh, okay. So I'm going 2 instances up. Got it. Okay. So this will work. This is fine because we'll just go directly to the cell. And in the cell, I'll say like, do you have a switch? I have a script here. I can attach functions to this. So we'll just say, like variable resource, switch resource. I don't know. We don't need this ready. If var switch return else use okay. Let me just make sure this function is being called. So we go up to a door, nothing. Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's not working because if collided is cell, collided.use switch self. Great. I should update this. User. It's not called that, is it? It's not called anything. Class name. Non-existent function use switch. Oh, right. It's not. It's this. I'm doing it again. Okay, so all we need to do now is attach a switch. And that's going to be a sprite with a resource. How do I want to do this? Hi, how are you? I'm doing good. Welcome. Switch. I really want it to be a resource, but I guess I mean it could be a separate object instead. Maybe it is a separate object, not a resource. Components, script, no. I really want it to be a resource. I really want that. But the problem with resources is they can't have state, I'm pretty sure. Or they can have state, but all of the switches will share the same state if I do that. So like I set these as variables, but they're not variables, they're hard-coded. So all pistols have the same sprite path, shoot audio, and then these are constants or whatever. The advantage of a resource, I looked this up, the advantage of a resource is it's very efficient. It is it's a singleton, and it's something that Godot can optimize very effectively. If I try and pass scripts around, that has the potential for blowing up memory, which the way that we're doing stuff, that's not a big deal, but I really want to use a resource here. And I'm gonna, if I just say it enough times, my brain will obey and help me out. Well, let's just try, and then when we fail, we'll abandon. Resource. Switch. No, wait a minute. I could just have Okay, no, we'll do this. Okay, so this is going to be end of level switch. And this needs a script. Okay, and then we open this up and we see that it wants a script, and hey, what do you know? We just made one. Great. Put this in the scripts folder. This is the scripts folder. So put this out of the scripts folder. Okay, so now we have this script. It does not get any of this because it is a resource. I don't know if they need to extend ref counted or if that's just free. I didn't extend it here. I think it's just free though, because it's a part of the resource. It's a script attached to a resource. So I think we don't need to extend ref counted. But we do need to define some behaviors. So var off sprite path off equals preload. I guess I should just say load placeholder. Var sprite path on equals load. The same thing. It's also a placeholder. Func toggle activate switch. Print doing end of level. All right, and then all we need to do now is we go to our cell. I can't believe I'm doing this. How did I get this? How did I goof this? The formatting of this function is camel case. The formatting of every other function, I guess, is snake case. Grrr. That doesn't count. That's snake case. Snake case. Camel case. Okay. 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 I'm calm. I'm calm. We're going to use switch. We're going to define this cell. Nope. We're going to define the level and the level loader right here. We're going to attach a switch dict. Okay, and then we're just going to pass in the fact that dot set chord, and then we are going to pass in an int. And the int is going to define what kind of switch we put here. That could be an enum. Let's make an enum. Where do I want this enum? Okay. Now all we have to do is in here, if switch dict dot has chord, wall dot add switch end of level. Maybe I shouldn't have this enum here. I should have it in the cell. This is not the cell code. Okay, back to the level loader. Should be complaining about this. Cell dot switch dot end of level. Okay. We will just simply call wall dot create switch. Oh, wait, I can just pass in dot get chord. Okay, where is wall defined? It's defined here. Okay. Great job. Now we just need to make this function exist and we're good. We're done. Cell create switch. Int, nope. Type int match type switch equals, how does this work? How do I load a resource? How do I do things? Load All right, and then at the end of this function, we've loaded a switch. We create a new sprite 2D, and we slap it on the wall, every wall. Wait a minute. No, this isn't going to work because the way I have this set up, I'm going to call create switch 4 times, and that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong, but it's not super wrong. So we can just wait a minute. This is giving me a wall. This is giving me a mesh instance. What was I doing with that? I can't remember. It makes more sense for this function to happen in the cell level, and then the cell will go, okay, all of my walls, let's go ahead and make them whatever. Or does it? Because does a cell know what walls it has? I mean, it does by virtue of, like, it's the parent and the walls are children, but can it tell the difference between secret walls and walls? Man, I'm stuck. I'm stuck on this easy problem. That's not hard at all. I'm just making it complicated for no reason. Classic art. What I could do is undo this. And instead of this being like wall.create switch, it would be celldict.cord dot add switch. Well, create switch. And then we would pass in the wall, and then the cell would add the switch to the wall. Or instead of this, instead of returning anything, we'll just not return anything, but we will keep track of our walls. Walls.append wall. We'll just do that. Now we have a list of all walls. And we'll go back to our level loader, and we have made the changes here. We'll just undo them. We don't need them anymore. And this is wrong, but we'll get back to that. Okay, so what we will do is we will have this not be called here, but we will call this at the end. No, I should keep that there just in case. But we'll take these out, and we'll take these out, and we'll take these out, and then at the very end, we will go celldict.getChord.createSwitch. And now that we're here, we will go through for each wall in walls. We need to add a sprite 2D. And that's it. Var sprite equals sprite 2D.new sprite.texture equals switch.sprite. What is it? Sprite path off. And we're done. Yeah, no, we're done. That's it. Now we got to go into the level and we got to add this to the map. There we go. Done. Now we take this. I feel like a switch could go here. It's there, trust me. I don't see any switches. There are switches, but I don't see them. Is it because I didn't parent them? That's a mistake I make every time. 100% of the time. Wall.addChild sprite. Okay, well that's not right. I am not the child. Let me see that again. So we have a cell. You have two mesh instances. There's no way I'm going to be able to find which cell. Oops. Okay, what am I clicking on? There it is. You do have a sprite 2D. You have the sprite 2Ds. Why are you in the wrong spot? Why are you up here in the corner? Oh, you're supposed to be sprite 3Ds. Oh, man. I'm so smart. I'm insanely smart. Holy crap. I'm too smart. Perfect. All right, now we just got to rotate those sprites. Or do we? Because the wall should be rotated into position already. So the fact that we are not is a little sus. That shouldn't be happening. Oh, That shouldn't be happening. It should be rotated for free. Let me go back. Okay, we look at this, and it's attached to this, and this is rotated, right? Wait, why isn't this rotated? Hold on. The mesh instance should be rotated. Yeah, it's rotated. And because this is parented, it should also be rotated. What if I reset this? Why is the sprite at a 90-degree angle like that? That's very annoying. Okay. Okay, well, what if we just experiment just a little? Sprite.rotate x deg to rad 90. All right, watch this. Well, you know what? If I make it negative 90, that's perfect. It might not be perfect, actually, but this is effectively what I was planning, but I obviously don't want it to flicker. And I think the reason it's flickering is because it's overlapping. So we just want to push it forward, like sprite.position Z. Something like that. Let's try it. All right, come on. Is that making it worse? Oh. Should be minus equals 1. No, that's definitely making it worse. All right, let's try this. Oh, why isn't that working? Oh, okay, I see the problem. Is it Y? Did I mean to do Y? There we go. Okay. Point 0.0001. I think I could have also fixed this by increasing its like Z index or something. Maybe I should try that first. Hold on. Oops. What is it called? It's not called Z-index. It's not called anything. Hey, you know what? This works, though. Let's just do this. Okay, here's the thing, though. If I right-click, you'll probably have to tweak your shader. Why? It works. So I'm just gonna be happy with that. What I would like is to have this, when I hit activate switch, I should here at this point swap the texture for every wall. For wall and walls. This wall dot get node sprite 3D var sprite 3D equals that. Guess what? I don't know. Dot texture equals switch dot sprite path on. What am I setting to switch? Okay. I should have like a switch status. If it's on, we don't want to be able to turn it on again. We have one-time use buttons. Okay, and this won't do anything because we don't have another texture. Well, we do. But let's change it to the barrel texture. Boom. Invalid assignment of property or key texture with the value of type compressed texture 2D on a base object with type null. Okay, what if instead of that, var we'll do that. And then when we create a sprite, we'll also add it to the and then here, down here, for sprite and switch sprites. Okay, great, done. A+. Yes, we've turned it into the barrel. And we can't turn it back. All right, A+. Now, all we need to do is have an end of level function. We've implemented the humble switch. Now we need to implement the rest of the function. So how does that look? So we've already have a function that loads the level. Here it is. No, this is the player. What am I talking about? Here it is. Level loader.set world self. No. Set player. No. Where's level loader.load level? That's the function. Right now, we're just passing in a hard-coded this level, please. We need to not do that. Instead, I would like to have a level handler responsible for handling which level we load. Introducing new level or new handler. Level handler. Project settings. Let's make this a global. Excellent. Nope. Try again, but this time do that. There we go. Now we've got the level handler. All we need to do is have a function that's like, yes, I'm on level 1. Call me, and then I will give you level 2. Call me, and I will give you level 3. Call me, and I'll give you level 4, etc., and so on and so forth. Var level equals 0. Func get next level. Match level 0. Nope. 0. Return where am I actually going to store my actual levels? Oh, right here. Yeah, no, I've set that aside. Okay. Load level. And then we'll just have level 1. Oh, level plus equals 1. Hold on. No, hold on. Var return param. All right, and then level plus equals 1, return param. So now we need to make level 2. And I'm just gonna like cheat. Oh, I can just right click on it and click duplicate. Perfect. Let's do that. There we go. We have level 2. It has the same script as level 1. Totally fine. Does it have the same? It does have the same because I copied it, but it does not need to have the same. So we can make this whatever we want. So just to demonstrate, I'm going to add a little loop here. Only level 2 has this loop. And then we're also going to erase, I don't know, the rest of the... Wow, I can be erasing things faster than that. Thank you. Get that out of here. We can also erase all that and all that. All right. This is proof that we can load level 2. Save. We're not done yet. I've been thinking about this, and I've been putting off making a handler that tracks all mobs, all walls, all everything, because like, do I need that? And the answer is I do need that, actually, yes. I need that so that I can delete them. And that's what we're going to do now. So when we go back to the world and we call this function, okay, instead of this, oh, we should call instantiate. That's a good call. Where's my handler? Level handler, when you return this param, will you please instantiate it? Thank you. All right. Theoretically, if we go to the world and we replace this with level handler dot get next level, boom, game still works. But let's move all of this out of the ready function and into its own function. Func load next level. So first of all, we need to unload the existing level. And that means we may need to keep track of the level. No, it doesn't mean that. We can just call. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have every single object that we're creating, every wall, every object thing needs to be registered at this point. So that is not the components, but not the player. Player is exempt, but everything else, all items, all mobs, all subcomponents need to be registered so that we can throw them away. Not the weapons. So we need a handler for mobs. Mob handler. Oh, I already have one. Great. That'll make this easier. We need an item handler. And we need a cell handler. Bum, 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 bum. Item handler. That's not how that works. Add cell handler. All right, there it is. Cell handler. You've got an array of cells. Func add cell param is a node 3D, I believe. Func clear cells for cell and cell array. Cell.q free. This is a heavyweight command, but this will get rid of everything. We then call all of this, but for mobs. That's not the mob handler. There you are. Oh, I already have this. Func clear mobs. For mob and mob list. Mob.q free. Boom. Are we ever calling remove mob? We should never call that function. Let me just comment it out. Okay, we have the item handler. Same jazz, except we have an item array. Add item. Item param. I think item is actually a thing. It's not. It's a node 3D. That's okay. Okay, so all we have to do now is from our world, we call, before all this, we get our mob handler dot clear mobs, item handler dot clear items, cell handler dot clear cells. What else? That might be it. And then we know the next level. Okay. If I hit run, this should just fail. Yeah, there's no world. Load next level. Ba, 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 ba. All right, great. Now, all we have to do to make this work, done, is call this function in this switch code. And then we're done. Like we did it. Subcomponent, we have ourselves the EOL switch. I need the world. How do I get the world? It's the root. So I should just be able to call get parent like 40 times and then I'll get to the world. Is there like a get root function? Get tree.root. Does that work? What I'm perfectly fine doing is picking a handler. Yeah, okay, that won't work because the resource is not in there. I'm perfectly fine just picking a handler, saying, yo, you have the world. And then calling that handler. Cast helper? It would actually be very helpful if the cast helper had the world. Maybe not. I can get the player and then I can call get parent. And that gets me the world. Is that smarter than... Input handler.player.getParent. That'll give us the world. There it is. Dot load next level. Here we are. This isn't the next level. What? Well, there's supposed to be a donut here. This should crash. Yeah, okay. Did I... What? Where's the donut? Hello? Why no donut? What? Why is this a line like this? I'm confused. My donut. Okay. Oh. Hey, you know what we're not clearing? We're not clearing the secret doors. But we should be. Let me see that. Okay, we have this. Yeah, we're not clearing the secret doors, and we should be. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I wrote this handler function that takes all the cells and then clears them, but then I forgot to put the cells in the handler. So I've got this cell handler, but I'm not using it yet. Let's go back to the cell code. This is not the cell code. This is the cell code. Func on ready. Cell handler dot add cell self. Done. Then, what do you mean invalid argument? Give me this. Give me this is now a cell. A cell is a node 3D, you stupid. We didn't do that for mobs either. Or items. Item handler dot add item self. And then mobs. Mob handler dot add. Why did I add the handler for the mobs but not write any code to add? Am I adding mobs? Oh, I am. You shouldn't be doing that here. Oh, we're not. Oh, I am. We shouldn't be doing that here. All right, now it should work. Instant crash. Cannot call queue free on a thing you've already queued. Oh no, we're doing it. We're doing the thing. Oh no. We're calling. Oh no. That's right. I ran into this exact pattern in the last game jam, and the solution was to create a two-layer thing and then queue free on that. But I think this is also a solution. If we just reverse, what do you mean cannot return call? Var array equals that. Oh. No, that won't work. We need to be removing things from this array, but we need to not remove the thing from the array. Oh, wait, no. That's not the problem. The problem is I'm not clearing this array. Item array equals nothing. Nope, I guess that's not the problem. Oh, jeez. This wouldn't be a problem if this was a dictionary. Shoot, there was definitely a solution that I didn't explore, but there was an optional solution. Godot free array. Wait, but that's what I'm doing. It's best practice to iterate backwards when modifying an array. And that works. Array.clear. So array Does this work? It does work. And we have a donut. Yeah. Okay. I need to take this logic and share it across the other handlers, but I think we've done it. That's the cell handler. No, we're not doing that like that. Okay, and then we get the mob handler and do the same thing. Oh, it's a list. I don't actually think I need to do this. because it's getting freed. Oh, I guess I could just like comment it out. Nope, comment it out. That way, if I'm wrong, it's easy to fix. Okay. Boom, we're on level 2 now. Boom, we crashed the game. Is there like a default Godot match statement default underscore symbol? Let's just have ourselves a infinite loop. Yeah, we can go forever. Oh, no, this is good. This is fine. All right. If I open that up, I don't know what level this is. Hold on. What happens if I do that while there's an active dude? Yeah. All right. And then if I switch, does the dead dude get cleared? Yeah. Also, I appreciate how like instant that is. It's not necessary. Oh, I think the light's getting stacked. Is the light not getting freed? I don't think the light's getting free. That's weird. That's not good. What is going on there? No, I need the lights to get freed too, and they should be like getting cleared because they're attached to decor. All right, hold the phone. Oh, my decors are separate. They're not in the cells. They're separate. So I need a decor handler as well. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let me double check to make sure that's actually the case. In my cell. Nope. In the level handler. In the level loader. When we create a... We're adding it directly to the world. Okay, yeah. So... I thought we were adding it to the cell. That's my bad. Yeah, we're adding it directly to the world. So we need a decor handler. That's all. And it's just going to be exactly the same as all the other handlers. In fact, we probably could have just had one big handler, like thing handler. That's not how that works. There we go. We have so many nodes, and it's kind of silly, but decor array. I think there's a copy paste, a find replace. Is there a replace? All right, now we just go into the decors. Are they level subcomponents? There they are. All right. They have no script. Well, that won't do. And then in the world, we're just going to go ahead and call decor handler.clear decor. Is it clear decor? Clear decors. It's clear decors. Okay. That should solve that problem. And we're good. I don't see the light stacking. Yeah, I think it works. Okay, so we have an end of level switch. We can have other switches too. Easily done. All we have to do is define the resource and then feed it in. I'm thinking of having like 1 to 9 switch, like switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, switch 4, switch 5. And then each of those switches has a function defined on the level handler. So like on level 1, switch 1 does X. And then on level 2, switch 1 does something else. There's one more thing we need to do before we can check off this add end of level switch. Oh, we don't have the level transition. Oh, okay, that's not what I was going to say. The thing I was going to say is we need to go in the player and remove the keys. Player, inventory component, remove keys. They're just strings, so I think I don't need to, yeah, I don't need to free, I can't call free on a string. UI lm gold.visible equals false. There we go, and we done it. We cleared the keys. Let's proof that works. We need to add the level transition. We got the gold key. Let's go to level 2. We still have the gold key. Let's go to level 3. Do we still have the gold key? Oh, I never called, I invented this function, then I never called it. That's the problem. Functions don't call themselves? I thought Godot was magic and it would just do that for me. I guess not. Player dot inventory component dot remove keys. What was it called? Is that actually what it's called? Yep. Oh, I'm sorry. We can't do that. That's ridiculous. We can't do, there's a dot required. The very idea. Ridiculous. All right. I got the key. Let us attempt to go to the next level, and we lost our key. Let's go to the next level. All right. Let's attempt to open a door. Won't open. Great. Where are my doors? My doors are not... What? Why? Doors are not decor. They're not items. Do I need a door handler? Okay, let me just look in my level loader. Okay. The door is getting added and the door is not anything else. I think we can bake that into the cell handler. No, no, we're in for a penny. We might as well door handler. Oh my God. Is there really no find replace, please? Nope. that's not. Door handler. Handle the doors. World. Anything else want to linger? Let me just go through this. Oh, I need to go in the door and I need to have them register with the door handlers. Door handler dot add door self. There we go. Okay, load level. So doors happen. Decors, secret walls, but those are part of a cell, so we should be getting those. Okay, not the player, but item, item, mob, item. Okay, everything else should be caught now. No such thing as clear doors. All right, get me a key. Get me to level 3. Only one door, great. We have the gold key now. Can we open the gold door? All right, and then let's go to level 4. Excellent, we cannot open this. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, back to the player. I'm gonna get rid of the print lines. Oh, there's no print line. It must be in the cell. This works. This works. And then we go in the EOL switch. We don't need this print. Don't need it. All right. Good. We need the end of level transition. That should pop up a screen. That should go away when you press any key. And the screen should be populated with stats that we can collect from all of the handlers that we just created. So how many mobs are still alive? We just iterate through the list of mobs. We know how many mobs there are, then we iterate through and see how many can still think. And then we generate a percentage of how many you killed. Items. How many items still exist? Because once you collect it, it frees itself, but it doesn't remove itself from the array. And then secrets. Can we somehow divine? How are we identifying which walls have secrets? So we have this secret wall. And it has a variable moving. No, it should have a We can check if the position is equal to max Y. But it would be better if this had a like open. Var open equals false. And then or open. Does that break anything? Oh, I saw that flicker. That's not good. Yeah, that's not good. Doesn't look like it breaks anything. It looks like we're okay. So we just need all the secret walls. How are we getting the secret walls? I'm pretty sure the secret walls are getting added to the cell. And I guess the cell is unaware of any secret walls attached to it. Maybe we need to write a secret wall handler now. But what if we have each cell track all the... We're already tracking all the walls that are attached to a cell. So why not track secret walls? But hold on, wait a minute. Use wall function. Where's that coming from? I guess I just put it out there. So instead of this, we could have the func. When we're created, we are presumably being attached to a cell. So let's have some functions here that will, when we create this secret wall, we'll call the functions. So secret wall creation is happening here. Instead of this add child, what if we just say like add secret wall? Bum, 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 bum. Okay, and then we go into the cell and then we say func add secret wall, and oh, it's not camel case. No, the line must be drawn. These have to get converted to snake case. I'm sorry. That's unacceptable. Add child wall. All right, we have replicated our existing functionality. Let's just confirm that. Yep, everything still works. But we also want to add it to our list. Var secret walls. Okay, and then in our secret wall function, instead of for child in cell.get children, can be in child.secret walls. And the behavior is retained. Excellent. Okay. Now, all we have to do is go through each cell, look at every secret wall in that cell, and say, you up? And then we count versus how many secret walls there are, period. And then we get a percentage that way. Cool, great, A plus. Okay, now let's just create the transition. I think we need a UI folder. And I need to move a lot of things into this folder. But first, scene, transition, level swap. Okay, let's start with a color rect. That's a terrible color. Let's make it, I don't know. There we go. And then let's have some texts. Label. Kills. Label. Items. Oops. Secrets. Okay. And then we need to have another label. Awesome. Awesome. There we go. Okay. Items num. All right. Very basic, but there it is. Let's make a function that when you call this function, it will update all these numbers. Add script. The level swap script. Okay. Okay, so kills num equals, oh, that's how you reference children of a thing. Okay. Dot text equals string. This is kills, so mob handler dot get percentage alive. Percent int. Okay. This function needs to exist. Okay, var total count, var living count, for mob in mob list, total count plus equals 1, if mob.get node think component living count plus equals 1. Return living count divided by total count. And then for now, let's just print this. If total count equals 0, return 0. Bum 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 bum. Let's go over here. We need to make this actually get called. And let's just print that, just to verify that that number works. All right, we killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's still like 4 more, so this should be a little greater than 50%. 0. Okay. That's not right. Well, how are you counting this? Okay, the mob list is empty. That's fine at that point, because the level hasn't been loaded yet. But this, now there's a level. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's lots of mobs. So this isn't working. We're not finding think components. Is it called think component? Is it called think component like this? Is that the problem? All right, well, this is dumb. Maybe I should have a variable dead. Thought this would have worked, but it does not. Not the way that I think it does. Back to the handler. Mob handler. If mob dot alive dot dead. Okay. What am I getting wrong? Okay. Do I need to like cast this as a float? Is that the problem? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, at least one dude is dead. getting 0. Print total count, print living count, print total count divided by living count. Nope, other way around. Division by 0 operator. Yeah, that's... Try again. Oops. 11, 10, 0. Okay, here's the problem. That's not correct. So what if we make this 0, 0.0? Okay, there we go. This should actually be percentage dead. That's more useful. Okay, get all this out. So we want the dead count minus the total count. All right. Let's go here. Percentage dead. Okay, should be 0. Yep. Should be 100 because there's no mobs on this level. Yep. Okay. Let's go. Okay, it should be like 53 something. 45% dead. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, okay, okay. We want to not have the mob list printed anymore. This function works. That's the first function of 3. We need one for the items now. Items. How many items have been collected? Func items. Get items collected. Get collected percentage. What did I have? What did I call it for the mob handler? Get percentage dead. Get percentage collected. Var total items equals 0.0. Var collected equals 0.0. For item in item array, total items plus equals 1. If item collected plus equals 1. If not item. Okay, and then if total items equals 0, return 100%. Everything is collected. Else, return collected items over total items. Boom. That's it. Let's test this function out. Print item handler dot get percentage collected. Bum bum. We should get 2 100s because that level doesn't exist. All right, we've collected one thing. 0.06. Great. Okay, and then we just need the secrets. That's in the cell handler. Can I just take the same logic? Cell handler. Get percentage opened. For cell in cell array. If cell dot secret walls dot size is greater than 0. If cell dot secret walls 0 dot shoot. What was the variable? Open. Okay, great. We've done it. Let's test this function out. Let's open up 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 6. Yeah, that's the correct number. We're doing it. Now we got to take all of these, take them out of this, because that's not where they belong. We're going to put them in the UI that we invented, this one. We're going to, whenever we call this update numbers function, we're going to go ahead and call that. Great. I would like this to be, I'm casting it to an int, so yeah. We just need to do the same for item nums. And then the same for secret nums, which I should name secret num. There we go. Okay, we have an update numbers function. Okay. When we load a new level, we want to open up this and update the numbers. And then we want it to close whenever we click on it or we touch any key. Maybe I should actually put that in here, like add child node label. Press any key to. Okay. And then in the world, when we hit this, if the level is not greater than 0, then we need to call the level transition, the level swap. var level swap equals load, pass in the UI dot instantiate levels, add child, level swap. Okay. Yeah. That's, well, we got to polish that up. But that is basically, so first of all, those numbers are all wrong. Those are all hilariously wrong. How did it get those numbers? Oh, this should be called before we clear them all. Delete all the mobs. How many mobs are there? There's no mobs. Oh, great. Okay, you killed them all. Smart. Okay, that's wrong too, because I definitely collected an item. But let me try killing a dude. Let me try killing a guy. And then we open up all the secrets. That's not all of them, but yeah, that's wrong. Is it because I'm casting them to int? Is that why? Are you punishing me? How do I convert a float? Godot float per 2%. There's no magic function. Okay, I just multiply by 100 and then round. How do I round? Godot round. Is it the round function? Yeah, it's the round function. All right. Okay. Okay. Once we've done that, it should work and there should be no problems and the game should be better, healthier, stronger, faster. Yeah. Yeah, I don't need this 0.0 actually. We can get rid of that. I know, I think Wolfenstein 3D had the 0.0. Oh, right, I can't make that go away yet because I haven't programmed that in. Godot get rid of decimal. Truncate to int. I was doing that. Oh, because I wasn't multiplying it first. Oh, right. I am dumb. Just a little dumb. Thank you for the live stream, sir. I learned Godot by watching you. Oh, no problem. Glad to be of service. Glad you were able to learn something. Plus, I feel like I make a mess of things. I feel like I'm an excellent lesson for what not to do. But I appreciate all the same. This looks correct. This looks correct. All right. Now, I would like for this to go away once I click any button. So easy way to do that. What if we had a signal, a GUI input? Well, since we have a script, couldn't we just like func input? Event input event print hi, I'm an input. Oh yeah, look at all that. All right, yeah, no, okay. Almost. We're almost there. We need to make sure that the event is if event dot is action print I'm an action. Almost. We're almost there. Too few arguments. Actually, we need to know what kind of action. What options do we have? Is action type. I think that's what I want. I think this is what I want. Is action type. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I want there to be, if I press a key. Okay, so I pressed spacebar from activating the switch, and it counted that as an action. So what we might do is we actually might say, okay, you can't. Well, okay, we'll fix it in post. But what we'll basically say is, for the first 2 seconds of this screen popping up, we're going to animate it. We're going to make it polished and whatnot. You cannot exit this screen for like 2 seconds. So the spacebar button. Oh wait. Oh no, right. I never actually. I just made it print. Cue free. Go away. Can I cue free on controls? Yeah, okay, so the holding down space, oh, that's not right. That was not the correct number of kills. Why are these 0? Oh. Oh, I know why they're 0. I know why they're 0. I am getting confused. I'm getting very confused. Okay. So this should return a number between 0 and 1, not 0 and 100. That's why. Mob handler, where are you? 0 and 1, not 0 and 100. Where is my third handler? Item, mob, secret. Oh, sell. Oh no, it's this one. There we go. And to make this a little more functional of a thing, let's make it so that this, for now, var clicks equals 0. If clicks is greater than 2, cue free, else clicks plus equals 1. So you gotta press the button a few times to make it go away. Yeah, we got 100% kills. Why do we have 0%? Oh, because they're, okay, yeah, this is correct. This is correct, because there are secrets and stuff on this level. All right, so let's just do the level. Got one. Okay, okay, okay. All right, I've opened a secret, 2 secrets, so that should be 33% secret completion. Yeah, all right. We're gonna call this done. All right, so we only have one more thing to do, and then we can claim victory for the week, which is great because technically I also had tomorrow to work on stuff. So we're technically finishing early, but I just need to add a main menu. And so I added a placeholder main menu for my last game. It was just a gradient, and that ended up being the final product. And I was ashamed by that, but I could not do better. And I get the feeling that if I add a placeholder menu here, it will also be the final product. And I just have to live with that. But how I did it last time, I don't want to do it that way. I would like... What the heck? This should never happen. That should not be happening. I should be reporting that. The editor should not be throwing an error. What I would like to do is make a new note, make a new scene. Main menu. This is going to be a gradient. Texture, is it just a gradient? No, it's texture rect. All right, we're gonna make it the size of the screen. We're gonna fill it with texture. Gradient 2D, yeah, there it is. Beautiful. This is the quality that I am capable of. Let's make this a different color, not orange, brown. All right, and then we just add 2 buttons. We're not adding a quit button. We're just adding a new game button and an options button. I learned my lesson. Add a child node. Not to this. Add a child node to this. Button. Menu button. A button that brings up a pop-up menu when clicked. Huh. Start game button. And for our icon, we're going to use our trusty only icon that we have. Only placeholder icon. Add a label. Create. Start game. Add a child node button. Can I make this smaller? I guess not. That's fine. Rename options button. Add a label. Options. Sick. We're done. I mean, we're not done, obviously. This looks like crap. But if we add a signal to our world that says, hey, I clicked this button. Connect it to, oh no, that's not how this works. Oh no. Oh no. This is right. This is correct. This is correct. We go to the world and then we drag the main menu in here like so. And then from here, we connect the show children. Connect. Oh, here we go. Connect. Pressed. Attach it to the world. On start game button pressed. Does the player need to exist before we press start player or start game? We can set the world, that's fine. We can move all of this into that function I just invented. We're not really resetting the player. No, let's leave this here. Let's leave this here. But we will move this function here. All right. Oh, and then we need to hide all of this. Okay. Thing that I need to fix. Whenever I click on the screen, I don't want it to shoot. I don't know how I would fix that. Also, I would like, I need an options menu. And one thing I would like the options menu. So This is actually not something I want in the options menu. This is something I want in the Start New Game button. You click Start New Game. I would like there to be a difficulty prompt. You select your difficulty. And then I would like it to say, would you like the classic FPS controls or would you like better FPS controls? And then that gives me the opportunity, first of all, to give the player a choice. Which do you want? I expect most players are going to pick the modern option, but the fact that the classic option exists is entirely for brownie points so that I can say, this is a Wolfenstein game. You have mouse look, but this is a Wolfenstein 3D game, and Wolfenstein 3D doesn't normally have mouse look. So if you want to play it authentically, you have to pick the bad controls. But then it also gives me the opportunity to teach WASD are the controls or arrow keys are the controls, so that when I'm implementing tutorial, I don't have to say any of that. That's the kind of stuff that like you can assume that a player knows WASD is the move keys or the arrow keys are the move keys. But it's healthier to have that stated somewhere, even if it's not like, pause the game. Did you know that you can press W to go forward? It's better to have that stuff like as subtext. And then you can have like, you can open doors by pressing E or spacebar or whatever I decide the key is going to be. It's, you know, it's not impossible that I add key binding here. I think that's actually not a simple problem. So maybe not. I would rather focus on polishing this game as much as possible, but having options for classic controls versus modern controls, I do want. I would like that to be specified something. It could be, I have in the options menu keybinds, ask at game start, or you can select and then it won't ask you when you start the game. But I don't know. Then once you've done that, then game starts. And I would prefer if me clicking this button does not shoot my gun. I think the solution to that is actually going to be, yo, when the level starts, ignore mouse clicks for half a second, okay? That may be what it is. Also, I need to figure out how to capture the mouse. I'm just assuming that's super easy. That's just like mouse.captured equals true. Because that's like a core 3D game feature. And if Godot doesn't make that really simple, then Godot is... I blame Godot. Let's just say that. All right. I'm going to try and clear this level. We've done it, for the record. We're done here. Placeholder menu is in. We have achieved our week's goals, and the rest of this game jam is just going to be polish. And I was complaining at the beginning of this stream that I really have no idea. Oh no, hold on. We're not done. I promised myself I would make this portrait work. So I'm going to do that. But then let me finish my rant. Is it a rant? Let me finish whatever I was saying. Polishing without any vision or direction, I don't think is going to result in a good game. But that's all I can do. So that's all I will do. Look at that. Weird. Okay, it's weird that my click fired my gun. Oh, it didn't make it go away because I needed to click like 3 times. Okay, that's whatever. This level has no monsters because I made it live. So okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't open up any secrets. There are a lot of little things that I want to add that won't give the game any vision. But one thing that I was noticing as a feature from Nightmare 3D when I was watching my playthrough of it was when you're standing next to a secret, your eyeball glows. So that's kind of like a substitute for, I wonder if I move this up just a little bit. if that'll make that not flicker at distances. If you're standing next to a secret, your eyeball flickers. It glows. So you don't have to wall hump. And I would really like to have a solution that says you can find secrets without wall humping the entire world. Because I don't consider wall humping to be very fun. At least not in Wolfenstein 3D / any games that extend that. In Doom, it's a little different because there's more room for the level to guide you to secret walls, so there's less humping required. There's more reading the context that the developer put out there. Where did I put my switch? Oh, it's not a thing. It's in here. Oh, it's weird that I can shoot my gun when the menu is open. All right, let's go ahead and get it as far back as possible. I'm going to be needing to do a lot of here. Yeah, that fixed the flickering for sure, and it doesn't look that bad. It still looks like it's attached to the wall. I'm going to need to be doing a lot of like, here's wall texture 1, here's wall texture 2, here's wall texture 8, here's wall texture 9, here's wall texture 10. That's going to be very tedious and essential. But I'm also thinking I need to add, in the absence of vision, what I would do to make a game quote unquote better is add movement tech, which is, oh, that shouldn't be happening. Add movement tech to improve movement. That's really difficult to do in Wolfenstein 3D. I don't know how to do that without. Suddenly we're a Quake clone. Suddenly you can jump and teleport and run on walls. You know, that actually wouldn't be terrible. If I could just gravity shift, I wouldn't hate that. I could do that, and then I could add like hazards on the floor. I should be writing this down. Movement tech and levels. Add leveling, as in like from an RPG. That's all I got. I don't think that's gonna make or break, but in the absence of a better idea, that's where I'm gonna go. This head needs to be activated. Let's activate it. Should I just do that in the Sprite 2D itself? So there's a couple of things to note about this. There's a couple of states. There's like looking straight forward. There's looking to the left, looking to the right. That's just going to be RNG. Like every half a second, look straight forward, look left, look to the right. There's like you picked up something cool. So we need to monitor the inventory component to see, did you get something? Smile. There's this face, which I don't particularly, I don't think Wolfenstein 3D used this face, but I think this is the like, pain face in Doom, where if you take way too much damage, you get a pain face. And then there's the hurt face. And there's a hurt face facing forward, a hurt face facing left, and a hurt face facing right. This is going to be the trickiest to implement, but the others, very simple, because this, there's also like damage levels. So we want to monitor the health component. When our health goes down, we want to switch to a bloodier level. And when health goes up, we want to do the reverse. When our health goes down, we also want to do a pain state. We need to figure out which direction to look when that happens. So that just might be a case of yeah, I'm not sure. The way to make that work, if we had the source damage source, easily done. We can get the damage source, but we have to we don't get that for free. We have to write that in. Let me try making a sprite. I've never attached a sprite to a Sprite 2D before, so I'm a little about what's going on here. This is a UI element. Okay. Congrats, you're a Sprite 2D. We are going to process. I think we're going to be a physics process. Okay. Var timer const timer. Oops. Timer interval equals 0.7. Timer plus equals delta. I should also keep track of my H frame and my V frame. And my H frame should be either 0, 1, or 2. So let's, if timer is greater than timer interval, then timer equals 0.0. Hello? Hey, how's it going? 0.0. Then I will take my favorite. Doing good. What about you? I'm doing good. My favorite. We should have a function func update sprite. Self dot. What is it called? So what is the project about? This is the Wolfenstein 3D clone. H frames, that's what it's called. H frames equals H. Self.v frames equals V. Boom. That's it. We just got to call update sprite. But first we need to if rand f is greater than 0.6, h equals randi range 0 to 2. Update sprite. Okay, that should result in us periodically looking back and forth. That's not what I wanted to happen. Right. This is wrong. Not H frames. That's not what we're changing. We should be changing the frame chords. Frame chords. Equals vector 2i hv. All right. There we go. Here we go. Watch this. Yeah, we're looking to the left now. Okay. We're only looking to the left. We're never looking to the right. Oh, no, that's looking to the right. Okay, I would like to make a change. Okay, if we're going to do that, we don't actually need this to be in the if statement. Okay, yeah, now we're looking to the right, we're looking straight, left, straight, left, straight. It's a placeholder sprite. It's not really a placeholder sprite, though. That's a, like, It's a placeholder sprite if I get better at art all of a sudden. Otherwise, this is the best I can do. So this is the sprite. We need to keep working on this because I need to connect to the player's health sprite. Func ready. We need to connect a signal. So every time the player takes damage, we need to, first of all, we're going to display the hurt frame. And then we're going to update the V down. So first of all, let's get the player. Dot player. Dot connect. The player, nope. Get node health component. Dot, we need to connect to a signal that it's not emitting yet. So we need to go to the health component. Signal on hit. We should return. Do we need to return anything? On health change. Or see, the problem is I can emit the health value. Maybe I can omit the health value and left, right, center. So 0, 1, or 2. I can maybe omit that. But maybe this should be a special signal then. This should be like a health change UI, face UI. And then I need this to be X and Y. Is that how that works? And then if we call subtract health, we should have a separate function. Subtract health source. And then okay, one thing at a time. How about just on health change? On health change. So and this probably needs to be that. Function signal emit. How about just emit? Function emit was not, okay, signal. Emit signal, that's what it is. We got there in the end. Invalid argument has to be a string, of course. Okay, so we have a signal, so every time the health here changes, we can update our face sprite. Dot connect on health change. Nope, that's not how that works. On health change dot connect, and then we pass in health changed, and then we need to define that function here. We should probably just keep track of this node. Var health node equals okay. So every time the health is changed, we can update the V. So we get the health node. Var health % equals health node dot health divided by health node dot max health. And these are ints, so int division is scary. But maybe it's not. Let's just print health percent right now. What are we getting? And then, nope, cannot do that. We can't do this thing. Non-existent function get node in base nil. So the player doesn't exist yet. Well, that sucks. Await get parent dot ready. Oh no. It's because this is being generated at a runtime. But I thought this would stop. Oh no, because the get parent is the control. No, I want to do get parent dot get parent. I want to wait till the world is ready. Yeah, okay. Now that the world exists, we can go get shot and our health should update. Zero. Oh great, we're dead already. Look at that, we're walking around, having fun. We just got shot and we're at 0.84. You know, it just occurs to me. No, this is fine. Okay. Match health percent. Wait. No, I can't do a match here. I wanted to be like health percent greater than 0.8. Does that work? Does that work? V equals 0. No, that does not work. This has to be an identifier, not an if statement. So that's fine. We have if statements. Elif health percent is greater than 0.6. V equals 1. Elif health percent is greater than 0.4. V equals 2. Elif health percent is greater than 0.2. V equals 3. Else V equals 4. All right, now we should see our face melt. Can I make this bigger? Nope. To do, make that bigger. All right, yeah, we've got blood now on our face. We're heavily bleeding. This doesn't seem right. Nice, this looks sick so far. Thanks. Is that the bloodiest face? I can't remember. I don't feel like that was correct, but maybe it was. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which game jam is this? What theme? This is Game Like Jam 8. Oops, I did not open the right thing. Wolfenstein-3D. We are making a Wolfenstein-3D-like. Let me go ahead and... I didn't try healing. Okay, we're at 64. That's this one, yeah. That's correct. 29. Okay, that should be this one. Oh, that is correct. Okay. Come on, hit me. 18. All right, that should be the bottom one. It is the bottom one. Great. All right, that works. And our health is coming back. Oh. I forgot to call update sprite. There we go. Yeah. All right, that should fix. That should fix. Okay. Now we've got the basics in. We don't have the smile in yet. To do that, we need to hook a signal to the inventory component on get item. Oh, but hold on a minute. No, that's fine. That's fine. We can just trigger on when add key happens. For now. Signal on get item. So this will only trigger on getting items. We haven't implemented get weapons, but getting weapons is going to be super. It's just add weapon and then weapon dot collected weapons dot append weapon. Boom. Not a complicated affair. I can do that off stream. It's just going to be copy and pasting the key function, but getting rid of this. But we need to collect that signal. So input handler dot player dot get node inventory component dot on get item dot connect item collected. Oh, right. Function. Oops. Okay, so all we do is we're going to set H to 3. We're going to set H to 3. We're going to set the timer to -2. I want to be smiling for a little bit. Assuming that I didn't typo anything, which is entirely possible. If I pick up the key, we should smile. Oh, I forgot to update sprite. So we'll never actually smile. Great. Yeah, that smile sucks, but that works. Now I just need, I don't know when this happens, so I just need this hurt face. On hurt, tell me which direction to look. Calculating that is going to be interesting. That's going to be very painful, and it may not even be worth it. Well, let's first of all, when is subtract health called? It's called by the mob, and then okay, the pistol also subtracts health. So, I don't particularly care for the pistol, but for the mob, I would prefer if we called subtract health. And then we pass in the mob. position. So we'll pass in a vector 3. We'll go to the health component. Func. Source is a vector 3. Health minus equals X. I can't do this? Oh. From oh, you know what I could do? Hold on, it just occurred to me. If source is not equal to vector 3.0, then we have something to think about. Then we can emit a signal to signal on damage direction X, and then we'll pass in a direction as well. We have a vector. We can get our own vector. We can get our own position, and then we should be able to calculate direction from that. Is there, okay, before I panic and freak out and all sorts of despair, Godot get direction between two vector 3D. Direction 2. Get compass direction. It's possible mathematically because we know which way we're looking. So if we have a direction, we can compare it to the direction we're looking to see where that is. But if there's a function that'll do that for me, atan2, I don't know. This doesn't feel like a function. That feels like hacking something together, which yeah, I can hack stuff together. I know a little math. So we get parent direction, dot position dot direction to source. Let's just print that. What are we working with there? Okay, so first of all, shooting you does not trigger it. Good. Okay, that does give me a direction. Suddenly, I just got really paranoid about this being abused. So what I'm gonna do is oops. Gonna do this. Oops. Unexpected indent in class body. Oh. So we're going to go to the mob and we're going to subtract health from player. Okay. Perfectly fine. We're going to compare this direction with the direction that we are currently facing. Print basis. Okay. Get the camera's global transform and use its basis. So camera.globaltransform.basis.z. Does this just work? Oh, I see. So the player has a camera. Oh, it has a camera direction. That's fine. What? Take me back. Okay. Get parent dot get node camera direction dot get basis dot z or something like that. I don't know if that's right. I've done this before in code, so I'm gonna search for where I've done that before. Not there. Get global transform. There we go. That should work. Okay, every time I'm shot, we should be getting the direction to the mob and then the direction I'm looking, and then we can compare. Those look pretty similar. Let's compare. What if I'm being shot from the right? Hey, you see me. There we go. All right. To do death. Oh, we're dead. Okay, that's unfortunate. So this is what it looks like we're being shot from the right. Okay. So we have a direction. I need to see this. Source of damage. Player facing. We should be able to like figure out through some trigonometry or something. Oh my God, come on, just shoot me. Come on. What? He's definitely tried to shoot me. He's failed. Something, there's a bug. If they're humping a wall, maybe they can't shoot. Okay. That doesn't look very aligned. We can ignore the Y, because that's always going to be fine. Ah, shoot. Okay. I need to plot this out. There's math to do this. If you multiply those together, it's like if I rotate the... Okay, so I can rotate a vector. And if I rotate it 90 degrees to the left and it's close to matching, and then if I rotate it 90 degrees to the right and it's far, far from matching, that means it's to the left. If I rotate it, and then vice versa. So is that really the best way to do that? Godot out rotation of two vectors. Angle 2 method. That's a great method if it exists. Does it exist? Var source equals, oops. Okay. And then this will give us the angle. Because if it does, then this problem becomes easy. 3, okay. 1, no, that's not okay. 2. Wait a second. Is this in radians? It is in radians. To find the angle between them. Is that what I want? Or do I want the dot product? Shoot, it's been so long since I've done vector math. This is what I want. Yeah. This is what I want. I just need to convert the answer from rad to deg. Because I don't speak radian. Shoot me. Oh my god. I can't remember if I programmed it to be like, only shoot 80% of the time. There we go. That is absolutely the wrong number. Is it backwards? It is backwards. Ah, okay. Well, hey, you know what? Times -1. Nope. Times -1. Can we make that not backwards, please? Because that's going to confuse me. There we go. 9 degrees. This should be like 300 and something degrees. 19 degrees. What? Shoot me. Do it. Come on. Oh, there it is. 50 degrees, 56 degrees. So over here is 50. Over here. Okay, so this is 0 basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, 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 blah. No, that can't be true. Is this 0? Are they at 0 now? I wish. Okay, I need to observe again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm right in front of you. Right in front means 17 degrees? How does that make any sense? Okay, you're to my right, and that's 140 degrees. What? There's something wrong. There's something wrong with this. This is not math. That's 90 degrees to my left? Okay, and what about behind? Shoot me in the back. Start over. Okay, shooting me back is 180 degrees. Shooting me in the front. I want this to be 0 degrees. And then this is like 359 and this is a 1. But I'm not getting to 359. Like we Oh, because this is a distance. This is an angle too. It can only be half as far. Okay. Oh. Because this is giving me, if this is me and this is the thing, that's isn't that 90 degrees? But this is 180, but this is 90. This is 90 and this is 90. So if I'm looking directly at them, that should be 0. 0. It's not a matter of distance. 11. 10. That can't be right. 8, 10 again? Is the front of the camera not where I think it is? That's 20? Oh my goodness. Okay, what I really need to know, what is this and what is this? Like those are 35, right? I need to know, okay, 38. I need to know, that's to my right and this is to my left. Okay, so I can tell this isn't what I need. We're not there yet. I can tell when they're at my sides, but I can't tell which side they're at with this function. I was hoping that this would tell me direction. I mean, what I was actually hoping for was take this vector, this direction vector, tell me what it is in degrees, assuming that this vector is 0 degrees. That's what I wanted. How can I get that? Turn vector into degrees. Godot, turn vector 3 into degrees. It's a direction vector. A tan 2, is that what that does? I have to trust this because otherwise I have to go look in a math textbook. What is the tangent? What is the A tangent? All right, well, this is wrong, but rad to degrees A tan 2. Source dir.x. Wait. Source dir.z. Print. A tan 2 is whoops. Okay. And then I need to convert that to degrees, right? Because I can't read radians. Rad to Okay, hit me. A tan 2 is 74. Hit me. See, the problem is I'm pretty sure that's their direction in the world. That's not their direction relative to me. Although, if I have their A tan 2 and I have my A tan 2, couldn't I just subtract the degrees? Okay, so theoretically, we should have the same A tan 2. And we do. Okay. This should be 90 degrees off. Well, did they get behind me? They did get behind me. All right, you know what? That's fine. The system works, question mark. I'm going to go down this hallway. This should be 270 degrees. I think the left is 270 or the right is 270. One of those is 270. All right. Okay, that's correct. So this should be 270. I should be getting it for 270. It's not. Oh. No, I need you to... For accurate testing, I need you to not get on the opposite side of me, please. So, negative 90. Positive 90. I can work with that. If left is negative 90 and right is positive 90... print this minus this. Okay. Okay, so this should be close to 0. That's close. This should be close to, I thought it would be negative 90, but I guess I have it backwards. Which, you know, that's reasonable. I get things backwards. So left, this should be 90, but that also relies on them playing nice. Damn it. All right, this should be negative. Where'd you go? To do death. Are they behind me? Okay. Right side is negative 90. Left side is positive 90. Okay, so we can take this number and we can do stuff with it. Var angle equals that. If angle greater than negative 45.0 and angle is less than 45.0, print front. The right side was negative if angle is greater than let's say print right. If angle is greater than 45.0, print left. And then, assuming that this lines up, we're done. Or we're not done, but we have the logic. Okay, that's front, This should be left. Yeah. This should be right. Yeah, okay, there we go. We have the logic. All we have to do now is emit the signal. I was kind of hoping these would be swapped, because that's how they are in the sprite. The left, then right. So, where was I just? Emit signal. On damage direction. 0. Oh. Sorry. And it's probably gotta be a string. One and two. Front. Okay. Are we emitting those signals? Are we connected to that signal? We're not connected to that signal, so this is not going to do anything yet. Health node on, nope, on damage direction dot connect damaged. Do I have to do like X509 certificate? Yeah, no. Func damaged. Match X. If it's 0, we want to set our H to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it's 1, we want to set it to 6. And if it's 2, we want to set it to 7. And then we set the timer equals to -2.0, and then we update the sprite. Okay, now let's see if that works. Do we get shot when we get shot? Nope. Okay, that's not happening. There's probably, I don't think this is correct. On damage direction, wait, are we, okay, first of all, are we emitting the signal? Yes. And the function, it does exist. Okay, so this is probably correct. I get the feeling that's correct, but this is not. Emit signal, yeah, that's correct. Do I need to specify this is an int? What goof is this? Okay, we're calling yep, so the signal is happening. It's just, what is X? Oh. I'm looking at characters. I'm dumb. That's 100% it. Is this a 2? No, this is not the letter 2. I'm sorry. So there we go. Now we're getting hurt. Yeah, we got the key. We're getting hurt, and it hurts. It's bloody. Oh, you know what? I just remembered. This is probably the face you make when you are rapid firing. In Doom. in Doom specifically. No, that's the hurt face. Never mind. Nope. This is the pain face. I mean, we could implement that. If you take 50 damage, pain face. I don't know. That's less important. This is the hard part. This is the hard part. This is working now. Face in. Animate face. Done. Okay. Success. Week 1 done. We're done. All right. All I need to do now is polish the crap out of this turd until it's shiny. That means we need to add more content, more textures, more artwork. We need to add more weapons because this is not the only weapon we want. We can only have 4 weapons because otherwise we're not a Wolfenstein game. We're becoming a Doom game. But that doesn't necessarily mean we can't upgrade the weapons. Like I want to add a rapid fire pistol. I want to add a machine pistol that you can pick up and it just replaces slot 2. Maybe I want to have like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the number turns white if you have that weapon, and then it turns gold if you have the upgraded version of that weapon. And then it turns red if that's the weapon you have selected. I should also add like a hurt flash whenever you take damage. That's missing. I'm just realizing now that's missing. Wolfenstein 3D had that for sure. That should be really easy to add. Let me add that real quick. Because that's just a tint. That's just a tint, and we can just make that like flicker briefly. We can have that flicker on the health component. No, we should have something that thinks. Maybe the face sprite can do it. Something that has a physics process. We can just add a script for it. Control, add child node. Let's just hide that for the moment because we're going to add a color rect. It's going to be the entire screen. It's hidden for the moment. We're going to make it red and we're going to make it very alpha. Okay. And then we're going to attach a script to a pane. We're going to attach a script to it called pane. This will go in the UI. Physics process. If not visible, return. Var timer 0.0 var const interval timer interval. Let's do 0.3. The pane lasts for a third of a second. No, let's do 0.2. No, we should do this like this. Shorter pane versus longer pane. Timer equals 0. Timer visible equals false. And And then we need to func on ready. Let me get the face spray func. Because I want to grab the on damage direction connection. Func damaged X. And we said visible equals to true, timer equals to 0.0. We're done. Identifier health node. Oops. All right, shoot me. Yeah. Is that the same intensity as how it is in Wolf? I feel like in Wolf 3D it's a lot like more vibrant. Like it's almost blinding. I don't know how I would do that better. That does not feel good where it is right now. But that's a polish thing. That's fine. We've got hurt. We've got hurt. We've got a pain. We've got a face that works. We're dead. Yeah. I think technically I need to implement death. I need to implement that before I can say victory. But this is good. This is good. I think next steps for me are add all the weapons. Placeholders, but add all the weapons. Make them functional in the inventory component and make it so that you can switch. Like I have the function for switching weapons. I just don't have the weapons. Why did that happen? Don't worry about it. So we add the weapons, including like a desperation weapon, because I don't want this game to be, we have to put ammo everywhere, or else if the player runs out of ammo, then the game sucks. I would like to implement a better weapon than this, because this is, it's whatever. And then I would like to implement a super weapon. Something that makes you go, oh yeah, now I'm playing the game. Next steps. All right. But that's next week, basically. So until then, yeah, I'm going to take the victory. All right. Well, this is where I stop. This has been a productive stream. I'll claim victory and move on. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope y'all have been having a good time with your games. Hope y'all have been having fun. Hope y'all have been writing lots of good code. Have lots of fun. Bye y'all.